Music in English has long dominated the charts. And when I say charts, I mean the charts in the UK and the US. If you turn on the radio in the UK, you're probably not going to hear any songs in any other languages. In the last few years, we've definitely seen a growth in the popularity of genres like urban Latin music and K-pop. So because I really enjoy listening to music in other languages, I've decided to make a little list for you of my top 5 favorite artists that sing, create, and live life in English and Spanish. Some of the artists on this list actually speak more than 2 languages, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to include some recommendations of them singing in those 2 languages. Okay, so the first artist on this list is actually my favorite. Her name is Nina Cobham. Not sure how to pronounce it. I can't really tell you that much about her because she doesn't have a Wikipedia, and the information that I could find online was pretty scarce. I was listening to Spotify one day and it was just a recommended playlist. I had it on in the background and it was just, you know, this girl singing in English and it sounded really nice. All of a sudden, she switched into Spanish with no effort, literally effortless. It caught my attention and I immediately went over to my computer to see who this was. This is why I really like her music, and I'll give you an example of one lyric that, I don't know, moved me. Me dejas sin palabras, suddenly I'm not as fluent as I used to be. You leave me speechless, suddenly I'm not as fluent as I used to be. I think any language learner can relate to that. And when it's set to really nice music, it's just so relaxing. Spotify says that her bilingual storytelling feels like the natural next step for UK pop. This is so cool because I really hope that, at least in the UK, we can start hearing music in other languages on the radio. And yes, there are radio stations that do play music in other languages, but I'm talking about Radio 1, Radio 2, all of the capital Heart Radio FM stations. I think it would be really cool to hear loads of languages on the radio. I just feel like we're missing out, you know? My song recommendation for Nina Cobham is Sola, and I would also tell you to go listen to Lo que pasó. Those are my favorites and I think that you'll really like them as well. The second group that I want to recommend is Ibeyi. Ibeyi are twins, and actually I think that Ibeyi in Yoruba means twins. They speak multiple languages. They speak English, French, Spanish, and Yoruba. Those were just the languages that Wikipedia said that they spoke. They also write and perform music in all of those languages. They are from Paris, and honestly, I feel like I've not really heard music like this before. Spotify says that it's electronic music, but I don't know, I feel like they mix a lot of genres together and it's quite a unique sound. The Ibeyi song that I think you should listen to is Ne Voy. I think it will be the perfect introductory song if you've never listened to them before. The third band is also probably one of my favorites, and I hadn't heard of them until really recently. I mean, I think that I saw a TikTok that had gone viral of this group. It wasn't until I went to the Corona Capital Festival last year that I really discovered how amazing they were. And this next group is the Linda Lindas. The Linda Lindas are a group of young girls from LA. So when I went to this music festival, I arrived really early because I wanted to get my money's worth. Because the tickets were expensive. I arrived super early and I went to one of the stages, and to be honest, I had no idea who they were, but you know, there was quite a few people there. There was no one else on at that time. It was the only stage with music. I think they were one of the first bands to play that day. And they started playing the most punk, angsty music I have ever heard. Everybody was jumping up and down and having such a great time. By the end of it, everybody was just in awe. Everyone was like, yes! And then to top it off, Bella, who is the eldest, I think she's maybe like 17, 18 now, she started speaking to the audience in Spanish. When bands communicate in the language of the country that they're visiting and performing for, it just immediately connects them on such a deeper level. And I think that that was truly what finally sealed the deal. It's what won the audience over in the end. We were already enjoying the music and then they spoke in Spanish. They even sang a song in Spanish too. And honestly, I actually kind of like, I I welled up. I really wanted to cry when I was watching them. Not only did I wish that I could have been that cool when I was that age, but I wish that I could be that cool now. They were just so confident and like, they just looked like they know who they were. Singing in Spanish, singing in English. I think it made me just really hopeful for the future of music, of humanity, I don't know. With the Linda Lindas, I would recommend something in both English and Spanish. So I'm gonna recommend Cuántas Veces, which is the song that they sung at Corona Capital. And also I would recommend, I think this is the song that went viral. It's called Racist Sexist Boy, and it was a song that they made about a kid in the class that was racist and sexist. The next artist is Biig Piig. Biig Piig is one of my favourite artists at the moment. She's originally from Cork in Ireland, but I believe spent quite a lot of her childhood in Spain. This is the kind of music that you could put on literally at any moment of the day. It's good for dancing in the kitchen, driving in the car. I wouldn't know, I don't have a car, but I imagine if you have a car it would be nice to drive to. Some of Biig Piig's songs are so catchy and they were just like little earworms, and I listened to them a million times. Biig Piig also does this thing where, similar to Nina Cobham, that she is sliding from one language into the next. So it's a mixture of English and Spanish in the same song. Biig Piig used to make more music in Spanish, but now I feel like most of her songs are in English. I really wish that she would make more music in Spanish or both, or I always want more. For Biig Piig, I would recommend Cuéntalo, and also This Is What They Meant. I feel like both songs are quite different, but you can still get sort of like the ethereal vibe. The final artist you might have already heard of, because a session with Bizarrap, if that's how you pronounce it, also went viral. It was insane. Everybody was trying to memorize this song, including me. Yes, I did lock myself away in my bedroom and tried to learn this rap unsuccessfully. The final artist is Snow the Product. Snow the Product is a Mexican-American artist who raps, sings. She makes a lot of references in her lyrics to languages and these cultural differences. She performs in English and Spanish and often mixes the two in the same song. Some of my favorite lyrics play around with this idea. For example, bitch I jaja con J, ha 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 with a J, I speak English and Spanish, I'm bilingual all day. And finally, my song recommendation for Snow the Product, I actually have two. The Bizarrap session that I already mentioned, and also for anyone who's bilingual, I dedicate this song to you, is Bilingual, and I really hope that you enjoy it. What I love about these artists is that they're not just singing in English because they have to. They're sharing with us a bit of their identity. Mixing languages in music, I don't really see it as a sort of gimmick, although I do understand that this could be something that record labels might want to use to reach a wider audience and to reach different markets that maybe they wouldn't if the singer only sang in English. Not only are they providing amazing music for us to listen to, but they're also giving us a little insight into who they are and where they come from. So that's it, that's our list of 5 bilingual bays. Thanks again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have some new potential favourite artists. And if you have any other recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments. I will definitely go and look for them on YouTube. Okay, bye! Thanks for watching my video. Thanks!